Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Elise with Lise Loves Paper, and I'm finally back with this follow-up video to my previous video. If you haven't seen that and don't know what I'm talking about, go check it out. Basically, I went on a trip to New York City and I brought an art kit with me, hoping that I would get to do some art with the art kit. That didn't happen. So in the previous video, I kind of went through the art kit and explained what I brought with me and why. And then this one, I just kind of wanted to try doing what I would have done in New York, and made a spread in this travel journal to kind of show, daily what I did. So that's what I'm doing here. You'll see that I kind of started with this like grayish area on the left side. I knew that I would want to write a little bit there, so I was kind of trying to give it a little bit of a background that had, more character than just the plain page. And then those two photos you see me playing with. So I went on this trip with my mom, and I flew in from North Carolina, and she was flying in from Florida. And I knew that I would have to wait for her, so I ended up waiting an extra long time for her in the airport because her flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. So I had some fun drinks, and I took some photos of those drinks, and that was kind of the start of the trip, so I wanted to commemorate that. So I'm just kind of fussing around here, and I keep putting my pictures on top just to make sure that, I've gone as far as I want to with the gray. I love these little photos. My husband got me this printer. I think I talked about it in the previous video. And the photo quality is not amazing, but it's perfect for this, and it worked out really well. And I like that they're already sticky on the back, so I don't have to worry about adhesive. That's also awesome for travel. So what you saw me doing here was kind of sticking them together where I wanted them to be stuck, so I don't have to keep like holding them both up separately. Now this, I'm not a fan of what I did. I was trying to add the date. First I wanted to test which pen that I wanted to use. So you'll see me testing them out there. I really like this. I think it's a Derwent line maker or something. I like it better than any of the felt tip pens that I have, because I have microns and all that kind of stuff, and I tend to reach for this one more than anything else. So I'm writing the date in a kind of stylized fashion here. I don't love my handwriting. It's something I'm working on, but I went with it, and I mean, it doesn't look terrible in the end, but that's I might cover it up. I found these awesome cute little like date cards on an art journaling shop, and I might go back and just cover that up with one of those cards because it looks a lot better. But for now, that's where it is. Now that the watercolor is dry, I'm going to stick these down in place. Sorry for the glare. That's something I'm working on. I'm using a canvas light, and I love it for filming with my phone, but it tends to glare a whole lot. So here I am. I'm decided maybe filling it in a little bit would help. It really didn't, I don't think, but at this point it's like, at least step away, leave it alone, don't mess with it anymore. So this next part, we stayed in a hotel that was new to me. It's called the Andaz, I'm not sure which. It came recommended to me by a friend who had stayed there, and I could use my credit card points on it, so we went there, and it's like a boutique hotel, and they have this really cool logo. And the first night that we were there, I took a photo of the logo because I liked it so much, and I figured I would go ahead and throw that in there because, the first day, waited at the airport for Mom, and then when she was finally there, we traveled into the city and got to the hotel, so I wanted to commemorate that. I'll pop a picture in here for you to see what that looks like, and I'll do it again at the end so you can see and judge for yourself how well I did. It's a great little hotel, so if you've never been and you really like boutique hotels, I would definitely check it out, and the location can't be beat. It's right across the street from the New York Public Library, and it's right behind Bryant Park, between 5th and 6th Avenue, basically. So it's a great location if you want to do all those touristy fun things. Speaking of the New York Public Library, so as I've said, this was my birthday trip, and I had booked everything myself, and this was my birthday present, and I told my husband he didn't need to get me anything, yada, 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 and he tells me like a day or two before I'm leaving that he got me something, but I can't open it till I'm in New York. And I'm like, you didn't need to get me anything. That's strange, but whatever. And so I end up landing in New York, and we get to the hotel, and then it occurs to me that he told me I'd get a present to unwrap when I get there, and he didn't hide anything in my bag. Like, what's going on here? And I end up texting him about it, and he says, well, do you like your view? And I was like, well, yeah, it's a beautiful view. We can see the library from where we are. It really was, honestly, a great view. And then it finally hit me. When we got there, they were like, oh, we've upgraded you. And I was like, oh, okay. And I just took it as they had a room, and they wanted to upgrade us and just give us a good experience. I didn't think anything of it. Turns out he had called them and asked to upgrade me to a corner room with a view of the library. So that was my present. He's a really good gift giver. Do you have somebody in your life that's like that? He's just on point with it. And I really, really appreciate that about him. So anyway, tangent aside, great hotel, check it out. But back to my art here. So I am a really slow artist, a really slow crafter, and that's half the reason I've hesitated so long to do this video or any kind of process video, because even though they're my favorite, and let me know, do you like process videos? Do you prefer other videos? But personally, they're my favorite, but I've been very intimidated to make them because I am very, very slow, as you'll see. I sped this video up, I think, 4 times. I didn't quite go to 8 times because I didn't want it to take forever. But even sped up as it is, it still takes a pretty long time, so I would not blame you if you wanted to skip forward through this. But before I do that, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have absolutely no formal art training whatsoever. I have taken exactly 1 adult continuing education course on watercolor and absolutely none on drawing, as you can probably see. And the rest of it was just watching YouTube videos and playing around. So don't expect perfection. This is me just, experimenting and trying and learning and stuff. So there are some things I probably would have done differently, but overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So I'm going to put some music on for you right now. Come along with me for the ride if you want to, or skip a little farther into the video if you do not care to watch. So here's the end of this section, and here's the photo again. I think it came out pretty well overall. So next thing I decided to do, Mom and I, since we got there so late, didn't have time to do much else, but we were so close to Times Square, and that was one of the things on her bucket list, and she's never been to New York before. So I kind of wanted to capture that experience for the both of us, because we got to go at night when all the lights were there, and it was just pretty magical. So I was going to do more watercolor here, but I decided to take a different approach this time. Instead of doing what they call wet on dry, which is what you saw me doing with the Andaz logo there, I wanted to do more of a wet on wet technique, which would hopefully give me a looser feel and try and capture like the bright lights and colors everywhere a little bit better than something more precise. I'm not sure how successful this was. You see here I'm starting actually with some wet on dry, and I'll realize pretty quickly that this is not going to give me the feel that I was looking for. So I'll change tack here. I much prefer the previous watercolor that I did on this page to this one, but you know, it was worth a try and I learned something from it. And I wouldn't say it was totally unsuccessful. I think it kind of captured the brightness and everything. But again, I will probably put you on some music as you watch me work through this. And if you want to, again, skip to the end as I fuss around and play and try some things, then that's fine too. I will see you on the other side. In here with a quick tip for you. I left this bit in because I wanted to show you drawing the back of the page is sometimes just as important as drawing the front of the page, because it really helps to make sure both sides are even, and it really mitigates that whole like wavy, wiggly, bendy page thing. So try it next time you use your dryer on your page. So at the end here, I decided to add some sketchy lines to define things a little bit more, and I'll do most of that off screen here, you'll see, and I added some journaling as well. And now I'm finishing up by adding a few pictures of our view there from the hotel room, because amazing view, and then a picture of Mom and I in Times Square to kind of, bring in that memory keeping side of it. Cutting off the edges here. Isn't that so satisfying? That's one of my favorite parts. It's just so little. Tell me, what are your favorite parts? Do you have those little weird tiny things that are just oh so satisfying? Now here I'm deciding to add some washi tape, because who doesn't love a bit of washi tape? I am an admitted washi tape addict. Someday when I do a craft room tour, I will show you my drawers full of washi tape. So here I'm adding just a little bit to make it look like those are taped on. I think it adds a kind of fun little like bulletin board-y vibe to it. I'm adding a few little washi tape flowers to kind of fill in the dead space there. I'm not sure I love these, but it is what it is. But we're coming to the end of this spread here. I hope you enjoyed watching this process video. Let me know if you liked it. Here is the finished spread. Thanks for joining me today. I hope to see you back here again soon. Thanks. Bye.